What is up? Doing it live. I'm just going to go on Instagram and announce that we are live here on YouTube and share the account. We don't have anybody watching yet, so what's up, Thomas and Brian? Give me a second. I'm going to get on Instagram and tell people to check us out. I'm going to do this twice. Once I'm going to make a story. Guess I got to make a video and just post it. What's up, everybody? This is Gabby Staten Island. I'm going live on YouTube on not the Craft Growers Network channel, but Gabbing with Gabby. That's Gabing with Gabby, Gabby. I'm going to post a link on the top here. Check it out. Got a lot to talk about, including the Notso Staten Island collaboration. We've got information about me sending the me sending the Gabby to Wing Wang, and also new stuff that we're doing for charity. So please check us out at Gabbing with Gabby. What's up, everybody? Thanks for being patient with me while I post this video to Instagram and try to get some people watching over here. Alrighty, I'm just going to do a live on Instagram briefly. I don't want to stay on Instagram because the topics that we're talking about will get me banned probably. So let's go live on Instagram real fast. Add a title. Going fat fingers. What's up? This is Gabby Staten Island on the Craft Growers Network Instagram page. Hey, listen, guys, I'm going live right now on YouTube. I'm not using the Craft Growers Network YouTube channel. because I'm going to be talking about some topics that, well, I don't want to have this Craft Growers Network YouTube channel at risk. So the YouTube channel is Gabbing with Gabby, Gabing with Gabby. And if you look at my story, I just posted a story with a link to it. So you can just click on that and follow us on YouTube. The subject matter, like I said, I don't even want to talk about it here because I don't want to get this page taken down. So just go check me out on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you guys for your patience. Will just be another minute. Open this up here so I can respond to the chat a little better. Hey, so before we get started, how about I open it up to some questions to the 7 people that are here. That way we give everybody a chance to get on for a minute. Anyone want to ask a question? Yes, so the Notso Sour Diesel is on the site now. The Notso, and as well as we've got a Sour Diesel box set, which now includes 5 different Sour Diesel cuts, or maybe they're all the same. Actually, I know one for sure is not the same. Okay, the AJ Sour Philly cut is really nothing like the other ones. But yeah. Thanks, Ren. The X platform is massive, but I don't get any traction on X at all. I have like maybe 100 followers. It's probably all you guys. Yes, the sour bundle includes them all. Currently on my website, it only shows 4 of the sours, but I'm going to add the other ones. So we're going to be selling it for $550. That'll be shipped with the extra insulated cooler. It's a big box with a cooler inside. So yeah, $550, shipped 2 days in a cooler. I think it's a smoking deal as well, Woody. I'm being notified that the link didn't work on Instagram for people trying to check out the live. So nice, Woody. Let me see if I can look at my story and see why the link did not work. They got to go to the live. My friend Josh is here. Okay. Great seeing a show with Notso coming up. Could you talk about the future, planning on genetics side of things, the history? I'm curious. That is the plan for today. Those are all part of the topics that I want to talk about. I hope it's around when you get your new house built too. Huckleberry, that's something that I'm going to announce today, is that we've got some seeds that are ready. What's up, Joshua? Bretta. So before I get started, while we're waiting for a couple more people to join us, One thing I wanted to say is normally I do all this stuff on the Craft Growers Network, and we have a much bigger following there. Bronson, any word on those cuts? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember taking an order from a Bronson. I'll take a quick look. No orders for a Bronson. If you want, hit me up on Craft Growers Network on Instagram, and then we can talk about it. Yeah, so it's just as important as hitting the like button, which I see like half of you did. If you guys would be cool, Bronson, if you sent me a DM on Instagram, I'll look at it after this. My Instagram, the only one that's left is at Craft Growers Network. What's up, laced with game? So to give you an idea of the topics for today, we're going to talk about the Notso Dog and Gabby Staten Island collaboration. We're going to talk about me sending the Wing Wang to, man, I just did that again. Me sending the Gabby Staten Island to Wing Wang to see if it's actually the Wing Wang. We're going to talk about the Sour box set, which has now been increased in size significantly. And we're going to talk about me offering up the Chem 91 for charity auctions to benefit different people. The first person that we want to, well, we already did it. I did it for Mr. Spliffy of cannabis. He was struggling for the same reason that I'm kind of hurting right now, is this Instagram thing that they're taking down our pages. Something I should do real quick. Hope you guys don't mind me being a little distracted. I should go on YouTube on my phone and quickly do a live telling people. Oh man, it's so weird because when I looked, I think I named the YouTube differently than I named the email address. So it's a little bit confusing because it does have two B's. So weird. Anyway, I'm going to go to the Craft Growers Network YouTube, and I'm going to make a quick live. I hope you guys can just be patient with me while I'm trying to get some more people on here. It's creating a post instead of going live. Not what I want to do. Sorry, guys. Do it live here. No idea why this is in black and white. There we go. What's up, YouTube land? Craft Growers Network. This is Gabby Staten Island, and I'm doing a live right now. I'm doing it on a different channel. I know you're watching me here, but I want you to move over to the Gabbing with Gabby YouTube channel, where I'm going to go live, or I'm actually live on another device right now. It's GABBING with Gabby. So please check it out. We're going to be live there for maybe about an hour. Thank you. What's up? It's your boy. How do I stop this? Alrighty. So, yes, there's only 20 people here. Old wise one. Listen to this youngster with the old jokes. All right. What's up, Vixen Grows? Vixen Grows has a podcast of her own, and trying to figure out how to get her on my show and how to do hers as well. Vixen, please put your podcast links in the chat. Laced with game, you know you've got a sour diesel if it stretches. If it's not stretching, it's probably not sour diesel. Yeah, Joshua, we're doing a sour diesel box set. Okay, so while we're sitting here waiting for a couple more people to get on, I'll show you some funny stuff. I'm gonna just put my phone in front of the webcam. So my friend Louis Farmstrong, he's really incredible with AI. He's been making some like simple stuff for me, just little ads and like for example, he made me this, right? And that's what I asked him to do. I am selling the Josie Cut Blue Dream. It's just mislabeled on my site. Oh, excuse me. The Josie Cut is not the Blue Dream. The Blue Dream is the Santa Cruz Cut, and it's just mislabeled. Alrighty. Josh, are you over here? Because you were in the chat a minute ago, now you're asking me for the link. Shit, I gotta shut this off. You guys don't want to hear that. Alrighty. And then, so that was the first thing that I asked him to do. And then, like, to test him, I was like, all right, I'm going to give you something hard. Make an image of me walking around the Grateful Dead lot with my finger up, and all the people around me have their finger up, and I'm holding the CD that says Sour Diesel Box Set. So he made me that. I'm just like pretty blown away. So then Mr. Spliffy takes it to the next level. Oh, before that. So my lady always says that, like, when I let my hair grow on the sides, that I look like Mr. Burns. So Mr. Spliffy made that. Yeah, GPT is just stupid. And then Mr. Spliffy took it even to the next level, and he made this.
I don't reuse soil, I just flush it.
So if you guys heard the story about it, when I used to flush
I don't reuse soil, I just flush it.
So I told the story when I was in Brooklyn, my first grow, that I used to flush the soil down the toilet. And so that's what that was in regards to. So we got 23 people. That's not so bad. Yeah, Burnsy. That's what my lady calls me when I let the hair get too long on the sides. But I mean, do I really look like that? I hope I'm not that ugly, but I just might be. Yeah, I don't know Caleb. Notso Dog does. So maybe he can help me get him on the show. Let me see what else we got here. Vixen, did you add your link to your podcast? So the GG4 is the Josie cut. The Santa Cruz cut is the Blue Dream. And when I was entering stuff on my website, I made a mistake. So how about before we get started, everybody here just share this link. Let's try to get a couple more people on, and then I will start. No, Joshua, I was doing a video for my other YouTube channel, trying to get people to come here. So that's why a little confusing. Sorry about that. All right, I'm just going to take a look at the rest of this stuff, and then I'm going to start. Mr. Burns is a badass. Call out to my lady. Chad Westport. Thank you for following. Hey, Chad, do me a favor. Share this to your million viewers. Yes, the GG4 is still there. That's the Josie cut. I don't know the story about the lawsuit. Alrighty, I say we should start. It's 20 minutes of rambling, so let's just start the show. So anyway, guys, I wanted to do this live today because last week I got a great response from the live. We had 150 people watching live, got great comments and feedback. People told me they liked the live more than they liked the regular show, so I figured we should do it again. However, because of the topics that I'm going to discuss, I decided I did not want to put it on the Craft Growers Network YouTube. And the reason for that is YouTube is not as strict as Instagram, but YouTube accounts have been taken down for talking about cannabis, specifically like any type of references to sales. Be Real, I saw on a podcast that he's had his pages taken down, and others. So just to be careful and protect the Craft Growers Network, we decided to do it here. And I'm trying to get the word out that I'll be doing some lives here as well. I don't have anywhere near the following on this page that I do on the Craft Growers Network because I don't have much content. But please spread the word because, like Rand said, meta is evil. And so I'm trying to do more contact here. I was watching a stream last week that was pulled midstream. All of a sudden it went video unavailable. What podcast was that? Alrighty, so topics of discussion. First thing I want to talk about, thing that I'm most excited about, is the Notso Staten Island collaboration. Notso Dog and I, we've been talking about this a lot, probably for about a year now, if not longer. And he's just been really busy, not that I haven't, but, I make more time for this stuff than he can do. So, well, Future Cannabis Project got taken down touring a commercial grow. That's ridiculous. So anyway, Notso Dog and I, we've been talking about doing this collaboration, and we're trying to do a breeding project with, all of your favorite stuff from both Notso Dog and I. And, I talked to him about me selling his clones because people are constantly asking me for the Notso Sour or the Notso Dog Sour. And, he has a hard time doing it himself. He's just busy. So, I'm already sending stuff out all the time. So, we decided that we're going to, move his clones through my website, which is gabbysi.com. What's up, Louis Farmstrong? Louis is the one that made that great AI image for me. I'll get to the Notso and Gabby Staten Island in a minute. But yeah, so the first clone that I got from Notso is the Notso Dog Sour. And so that is ready to go now. And there's going to be a lot more to come. And like I said, we're going to be doing some breeding together. So I'm pretty excited. So, it's a long conversation to get into what's the differences between all the sours. I've made some videos. I'm going to do another one because now I actually have 5 sour diesels. And so that's the next topic of discussion is the Gabby Sour Diesel box set. So The box set was including the Gabby Staten Island Sour Diesel, the original Sour Diesel, as well as the AJ Sour Philly Cut. But, now, Not So Dog Sour, I have that as well. So that's the fourth one. And the fifth one I have, it's not grown out by me as of yet, but it's come from a reliable source. He's actually here in the chat, laced with game. He gave me AJ Sour from Purple City Genetics. They say it's the 2004 cut. So, want to get that clone out specifically. I'm not really selling it. I'm kind of just like throwing it in there with the box set. It's not being sold individually on my site, just because I want people to grow it and see it before we release it. That's right, Jody. Superdog 2.0. That's pretty much exactly the plan. So, yeah, the box set now includes 5 sours, and the price is $550, including express shipping, which we were going to be putting like in the insulated coolers. Let me see. I don't know if this is just a ridiculous way to show you stuff, but you can let me know in the chat. I have a video where I show my packaging, which I'll be honest with you, I'm really proud of how I package my clones. I've never seen anyone else put the type of effort into it that I do. So I'm going to show you 2 little videos. Tell me in the chat if this is annoying. So this is how I normally ship everything. So if you don't pay extra for shipping, if you only get a couple of clones, this is what it's going to look like. I have these new insulated bags. They have 1/2-inch insulation all around them. And then if you're getting a bigger order, or if you want to pay a little extra for shipping, I put them in a cooler. So first I put it in that same bag, everything like before. And that's ice packs on the bottom of the cooler. That's the bag in the cooler. Throw some ice packs on top. Seal it up. So, yeah, like I said, I just got these new insulated bags, and I'm always trying to improve how I ship it. I'm still not getting 100% success. There's always some that end up getting fucked up sitting somewhere. So Andy, we've been sending stuff to Europe. We've sent stuff to Holland. We've sent stuff to the UK and somewhere else. We've also sent to New Zealand. And we are sending some stuff to Australia. Hasn't gone out yet. So also Puerto Rico. So the best thing when shipping international, I think, is to ship snips. So they last a lot better, and it's a lot easier to get it through any machines. Rand, I'm blessed to find you too. Thank you, brother. It's amazing. His package. His packaging. I gotta find a way to fuck with you after you called me old there. It's your boy Dank. The Sour Club. Alrighty, so that's the Sour Diesel box set update. It's significantly increased. So domestic, I only do second day air or overnight. Okay, I don't ever do just priority. It's weird. A lot of people only ship like priority mail USPS, and sometimes it'll take 5 days or longer to get there. So I've incorporated it into the cost that I only do second day shipping or faster. What's up, Ryan? No, priority ain't what it used to be, that's for sure. Alrighty, so Notso Dog, done. Next thing I want to talk about is I sent this morning the Gabby Staten Island Sour Diesel to DK, Mr. Wing Wang himself. and he's going to grow it out side by side with his wing wang, and then he's going to tell me what he thinks. I got a little heat from JJ where he called me out in his roast. He didn't call me out by name, but it was pretty clear that he was calling me out. And one thing that he said he was annoyed with was the naming of the clone, the Gabby Staten Island. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. I made a joke. It's kind of hard to like take it away, but I do stand by the fact that, it was better to call it I don't know. Maybe I should call it the I don't know sour diesel, But, at this point I did call it the Gabby. Can't change that. But if we find out that it is the Wing Wang, I'm going to let everybody know. It's the Wing Wang, Now, the one thing I'll say is, even if it is the Wing Wang, the cut that I have has gone through meristem tissue culture, which Wing Wangs has not. Say that 5 times fast. Wing Wang, Wing Wang, Wing Wang. That was only 3. I think JJ is wrong as well on that, but I've been talking to a few people about this, and my friends are telling me that it's time to like let this shit go, and that it's making me look childish. And that's something that JJ said too. Not that it looked childish, but like, I've said it, it's done. So I'm going to do my best to not discuss that anymore. You know it, it's your boy. I'll have you do a side-by-side with all my sours in one of your tents. Alrighty, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Chem 91 and charity auctions with the Chem 91. So Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, I didn't know him till a week ago. He used to, TGA and Subcool. He used to work with Subcool. And, he's got some great stories, but he was podcasting. He was doing like 11-hour podcasts that were like a little bit all over the place. Yeah, on the Craft Growers Network, I said the channel is called Gabbing with Gabby. It's called Gabby Staten Island. This channel won't show up when you search for Gabbing with Gabby, just a heads up. That's so weird because that channel name is actually Gabbing with Gabby. I don't know. Let me show you. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still a rookie at this stuff. But here, look. Switch account. Gabbing with Gabby. So it's Gabby Staten Island is the channel, but it says at Gabbing with Gabby. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But I did add a link in the story, so hopefully people can find it that way. Thanks for heads up, though. Appreciate it. So now I got a little distracted. We're talking about charity in the 91. So, my goal is to be the guy that distributes the 91 around the world. And I've been getting it around. I think it's getting around more than it was before I started to distribute it. I'm not selling them as of now. I've said I'm not saying I will never sell them, but it does not feel right. So at this point, and it did feel right to give it away. And so, I had a giveaway on Instagram, which I stopped because they took away my accounts. So I'm moving that to Overgrow. I hope all you guys will go to overgrow.com, set up an account. It's a cool forum. I've been there, for the last couple of weeks, ever since they took down my Instagram, and I've been enjoying it, and it's been working for me. So if you're in the biz, you should be going there because they're like-minded people, and you're not going to get thrown off. Rand, check it out. Go to overgrow.com. I'm just shutting off these notifications. Sorry, folks. And so what I decided when Spliffy was having a problem was that I wanted to donate some 91 clones for his benefit. And I think they've all gone. It was like 5 clones that I did for $200 a piece. And everybody just paid him directly, and then they just sent me some money for shipping. And I was able to help a brother out, and it made me feel good. So I want to do more of that. And there's somebody else in our community. His name is Brian, and it's at BROYTE Ugly on Instagram. I don't know if you heard the story about him, but he's had some struggles himself, some that are caused by other people in the community. I don't really want to get into the topic too much today, but he was ratted out, and he went to jail for a couple of years, and he's struggling. And so I figured, hey, I should help him out. And so I'm going to auction off 5 Chem 91s, not really auction, but sell them to the next 5 people that go to he has a GoFundMe, and I'm going to get that GoFundMe information for you guys right now. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared, but the next 5 people that go to his GoFundMe and send them at least $200 and put in the notes that it's from Gabby for the Chem 91, and then just send me some money for shipping, and we will get it out to you. Let me get his link. Sorry, guys. This is why I don't do live, because it's way easier to be prepared when you're not doing it live. Visit the link. Alrighty. Man, I do not know how I'm going to share this right here, right now, but I will post something on my Instagram later with a link to it, the Craft Growers Network Instagram. And you can look him up on Instagram at BRYOTE _ ugly. Alrighty. And this is the guy in our community that needs some help. And then you'll see the link later on. That's the GoFundMe set up by his wife. So, yeah, I decided, if I'm not profiting from the 91 and I'm doing some good, selling it to benefit other people, that was something that I could feel good about at this point. So that's what we're going to do. And so, like I said, the next 5 people that go to his GoFundMe, you guys can send me a message on Craft Growers Network Instagram if you're struggling to find it. I will have you just send the money directly to him and, do what we can to help him out. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm interested in helping people, not just people that I know. If you know somebody that needs some help and you think it has a compelling story, send me a message on Craft Growers Network, the Instagram channel. Just send me a direct message, and we'll see what we can do. Obviously, I can't help everybody, and I'm looking for it to be people either that I myself make a connection with, like the problem that Mr. Spliff of Cannabis was having. It's not that unique, right? Like I'm having the problem right now too. Same thing, like YouTube, Instagram took away my account. It instantly affected, my bottom line. So if people are just calling me up and saying, "Oh, I can't pay my bills," that's not going to work. But preferably you would be asking for help for someone else, not you. If you're asking for help for someone else, and like I said, it's a compelling story, then we will see what we can do, And I mean, again, I can only do so much. I'm not going to like fill my nursery with clones that I don't sell, but I can give out, 5 clones a week, total. So yeah, send me messages and we'll see if we can help some people. And so I think that's all the topics that I wrote these little sticky notes for, so I can answer some questions. And maybe we got 20 more minutes before I'll have to let you guys go. Thanks, Null. I do have to make a living, and I'm selling the Sour Diesel box set and selling a bunch of clones. So I'm currently not selling the 91. I do have the Chem D, which is pretty awesome. So let me see if I missed any questions here while you guys start asking some questions before I let you guys go. Yes, I have some of my new Sour Diesel to show, and more than just show. But let me go grab it. Sorry about the turkey bag sound. Let's just grab the handful, and this is what it's looking like. I'll grab a little smaller, but that's the Sour Diesel. And if you guys want some Sour Diesel, hit me up. Alrighty. Let's see if you guys got any questions before I let you go. The Ridgeline Lance is probably one of the best plants that I have. Everybody that grows it says it's their favorite. So thanks, Ren. Oh, yes. I should add that anyone that places an order on my site gets a free Chem 91. So yes, that is continuing. I'm going to try to make it so that that never ends, but we will see. I agree, Gerard. Trying not to think about it. I've seen really good sour grown with LEDs as well. Josh here, he's growing it with LEDs, and the shit comes out pretty fucking fire. So Gerard, it's stinky. It's not as stinky as it was in 2004, but it's still stinky. And it has the correct nose. So the general consensus is people like it. Bong rips of the GSISD right now. It's your boy. Nice. I'm glad you're not smoking it in a tobacco leaf. Man, it's really hard for me to describe terpenes, Ran. It's just not what I'm good at. So it does have a unique smell. What do you want to trade for your amnesia haze? And didn't you say you were in Europe? Can't send flour to Europe, but I love amnesia haze. Yeah, it comes out good under LEDs. Okay, do you have the Jeezel? It's pretty funny, buddy, because somebody today said, I need to send you my Jeezel. So I don't have it yet, but I should have it soon. So you heard me talking on the cannabis, Mr. Spliff of Cannabis, about seawater. So we can talk about that. I used to use seawater in my compost tea. It wasn't straight seawater. I was getting it from the Vortex Brewer people. They had a stuff called Earth Tonic, which was made with, seawater. They went out miles out, collected seawater, brought it back, and then they would add some, I forget what it's called, the organic gardening when you stuff a cow horn with something. Biodynamic. Had some biodynamic additives that he would, mix in with the seawater, and that product was really good, man. I don't know what the ppms that you're supposed to use is. I was using a small amount in a compost tea brewer, which then that compost tea got diluted significantly. So I'm not sure what the final ppm of the seawater was, but what I can tell you is it seemed to have an effect on the plants. And I think, Ryan, who we're listening to on the podcast, I think Martinage is his last name. He's more knowledgeable about it than me, but the way I think about it is we know the 16 essential elements that plants need. Ask me about the red grape Lebanese in a minute, okay, buddy? We know about the 16 essential elements that plants need, but we don't realize that there's many others that they can benefit from. Perfect example is silica. Plants do not need silica, but they benefit from it, right? So by adding seawater, we add all the elements on Earth. And then just like hydroponics, the plants take what they want. Yeah, C90 spray. So the thing about azomite is it's not as available as seawater because it's a rock, right? So, but yes, volcanic flour has the same elements as well. Alrighty, let's see. Oh yeah. So anyway, I really think using seawater is interesting, and I haven't used it in a while. To be honest with you, I haven't been using compost tea in a while. Not that I don't think it's beneficial, but I've been focusing more on the nursery work. And when you're not producing flower and you're just, doing vegetative growth and cuttings, that stuff it gets expensive and the reward isn't there, because you're not looking to increase the quality of a flower. Yeah, let's not call the Chem 91 the VA cut. That's the way you get thrown off of this live, or at least your chat blocked. The Chem 91 is my all-time favorite smoke, followed by the Mendo Perps from Notso Dog. And hopefully that's something that I'm going to have on my menu soon. No worries, Gerard. I'm now reading everything, and I wasn't going to block you anyway. I'm trying not even to say it, like I put my cup all the way over here. I said I was going to stop with this, but honestly, I think it's funny. At this point, it's also funny, so. I'm not going to talk about what happened with me and VA. There's a bunch of videos that I made in the past on the Craft Growers Network YouTube. You can check them out over there. It's not that I don't want to let people know, Matt. It's just I've let people know and I've recorded it. And I've been told that I look like I'm not getting over it. And maybe I'm not. But people are telling me it's not a good look. And you know who's telling me? Okay, so let's get back to JJ for a minute. I actually really care about the guy. And so I was upset when he called me out on his podcast, because he's got my number. Like he could have called me up and said, hey, Gabby, like you've taken this far enough. It's making you not look good, right? And so, but instead he made this roast and it rubbed me the wrong way, right? But then I talked to It's Your Boy Dank, who's here in the chat, and I spoke to my other buddy Roy. I forget what his Instagram and YouTube handle is, and they're kind of saying the same thing, like they're tired of it. And if my friends are telling me that they're tired of it, then there could be a whole bunch of other people that tell me that they're tired of it, or maybe they're not telling me, and I'm just making people not interested in my channel because all I do is rant about this guy. So, I'm not deleting the stuff that is on YouTube. And also, there's not more info, So I'm officially become a Weed World influencer. We'll see. Yeah, so, I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it. But I also don't think I need to go on and on about it either. So Synganics is where it is at. That's my opinion right there. Strong style Synganics. That's where I think it's at. If you're growing indoors. If you're growing outdoors in the ground, you can start to build your soil and grow organically. I've talked about it. So any other questions before I let you guys go? I'm going to have to let you go in like 5 minutes because the plants need water. Don't make me stand here in silence reading the chat. Thanks, Ran. I appreciate you. If you guys will share this on your socials afterwards, I'd appreciate it. We got 50 viewers, which doesn't suck for a Matt, there's so many episodes where I talked about it. I'd have to look through them on the Craft Growers Network YouTube. I had a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram, which they took down, but I do think there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube that you can find on the Craft Growers Network channel. I look forward to talking to you on Friday, Gerard. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a minute to ask a question, and if nothing comes in, I'm going to just say until the next time. And this is fun. I actually really like doing the live. So let me see if I can find Vixen Grows podcast since she's driving and she can't. Okay. So there's something else I want to talk about. Let me just find her. Trying to find. Okay, here we go. Open the link. It's not working. Lame. Anyway, I will try to share a link to her podcast as well. Want to support everybody. Okay, Red Grape Lebanese. I'm not ready to release the clones yet. We have some being test grown, but I did make seeds with the males. And, we made the Sour Diesel crossed with the Red Grape Lebanese, the Chem 91 crossed with the Red Grape Lebanese. Also, me and Nick, my partner in the Craft Growers Network, we did crosses with the Black Domina. And of course, the one that I'm most excited about is the Black Domina. Okay, it's the @Grow Me Talk podcast, but it's @GROMIE Talk podcast. Check them out. Show them some love. So yeah, the Black Domina crosses, those should be quite interesting. So we are doing the tissue culture classes. We're really close to getting that stuff off the ground. So the red Lebanese puck from Jodrey is something completely different. The red grape Lebanese is from my buddy Two Trees. His grandfather actually bred them, and then AK Bean Brains stabilized them. I haven't grown out too much of Ethos stuff. There was a couple that I did, and they were good. And he was actually the one that convinced me that femmes aren't evil. I still prefer using males and, having regular seeds. But, he did talk and said, look, when you cross two females, you know exactly what you're crossing with. And with males, we're doing the very best we can to guess. So that is, you can't dispute, like if we cross the Chem 91 with the Sour Diesel, we have a pretty good idea of what we're working with. What are we talking about, Gerard? What's up, Josh? Thank you. Love you, brother. Alrighty. I don't know anything about him abusing animals, but that's fucked up. Luckily, I don't buy his stuff, so I don't have to worry about supporting that. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Yeah, I sell everything for the same price. So if it's a clone, we sell them for $250 shipped. Moist Cube. Thank you. Anyway, guys, please share and let's help this channel grow. I'm going to be a little bit more open about talking here about business, where on the Craft Growers Network, it's just not what that's about, and I don't want to risk it. Jesus Christ. A terrific tray. Alrighty, everybody go to Chad Westport on YouTube. He's going to do a organic Q&A. And I wish I could join, but I got to drive to work and take care of some plants. Yes, my Girl Scout cookie is the forum cut. Thanks, Vixen. Alrighty, I'm going to call it quits. I just got to figure out. Oh, here we go. End stream. Bye, guys.